DBM CHED GC number 1 series of 2026, its enhanced implementing guidelines of DBM CHED Joint Circular number 3 series of 2022. So, is the background. So, mo ni siya ang title, no? Guidelines on Reclassification of Faculty Positions in State Universities and Colleges. Prescribes the rules and regulations governing the reclassification of faculty positions superseding the long-standing NBC 461. Its initial implementation is in 2023, covered the evaluation period from July 1, 2019 to July 30, 2023, with CHED assuming direct oversight of the evaluation process. So si CHED na ang nag-facilitate sa evaluation. Feedback from the initial implementation highlighted variations in the interpretation and application of criteria and guidelines among SUCs, indicating the importance of enhancing clarity, consistency, and transparency moving forward. To strengthen the process, the CHED conducted post-implementation assessments with the evaluation committees. These assessments surfaced key areas for improvement, such as clarifying certain provisions, ensuring consistent interpretation of criteria, addressing challenges in producing and validating evidence, and streamlining procedures. Stakeholders also contributed concrete recommendations to further enhance the system. So mao ni nga naatay enhanced JC3 no tungod sa mga stakeholder forum. In light of these findings, the DBM and CHED deemed it imperative to enhance the implementing guidelines of JC3. The enhancements aim to clarify procedures, align evaluation criteria with current academic and institutional context, and streamline processes to ensure a consistent, transparent, and evidence-based approach to faculty classification and promotion across SUCs. Objectives: provide clear and uniform guidance on the interpretation and application of JC3 provisions, including definitions, evaluation criteria, procedures, examples of indicators, and required documentation. Ensure consistent and transparent assessment of faculty accomplishments across all SUCs through the application of standardized criteria and processes. Promote efficiency in faculty reclassification by establishing reasonable timelines for evaluation and review at the level of institutional, regional, and central committees. Scope and coverage. The JC shall apply to all faculty members holding permanent plantilla positions in SUCs, except those in the University of the Philippines system and the Mindanao State University system. The JC shall cover the evaluation period from kani atong timan August 1, 2023 to July 31, 2026. The subsequent cycles and subsequent cycles. Succeeding cycles shall follow the same 3-year coverage period unless otherwise determined by CHED and DBM. Guiding principles. The following principles shall guide the evaluation and decision-making processes for faculty reclassification in SUCs. These are intended to ensure consistency, fairness, and alignment with the objectives of this JC. 1. We have the reclassification process shall be conducted in a fair, transparent, and merit-based manner, ensuring equal opportunity for all qualified faculty members. All participants in the reclassification process shall uphold the highest standards of integrity, professionalism, and ethical conduct. Faculty members are strongly encouraged to conduct an honest self-assessment based on the criteria and guidelines in this JC. They should then decide whether to proceed with their application or defer it, bearing in mind that documents from an unsuccessful application may not be used in the next cycle. So, pwede ta mag-self-assessment, no? Only performance and accomplishments within the prescribed evaluation period shall be considered. Accomplishments from a previous evaluation cycle shall be accepted only if the faculty member is applying for classification for the first time or did not apply in the previous cycle. All outputs and accomplishments should be aligned with the faculty member's field of specialization or allied field unless otherwise provided under a specific criterion or indicator in these guidelines. All faculty outputs involving students may be considered if the SUC has governing board approved institutional guidelines specifying the conditions for such outputs, like co-publication of research articles, co-development of systems, co-invention of patents. In the absence of such guidelines, the outputs shall not be considered. Faculty members appointed to a vacant position or promoted to a higher faculty rank through the SUC institutional merit and promotion system may still be eligible for reclassification. However, documents used for such appointment or promotion shall not be reused for reclassification purposes. There shall be no double counting of points. A document that has already been used in one indicator may not be used in another indicator unless otherwise provided under the specific criterion or indicator in these guidelines. Administrative designations of faculty shall be given corresponding points. However, accomplishments that are inherent to these administrative designations shall not be counted as separate achievements, as they form part of the duties and responsibilities attached to the designation. The governing board of the SUC, consistent with the best practices of leading HAIs in the Philippines and abroad, and or as part of internationalization policies, may impose stricter minimum educational qualifications and standards. The governing board of the SUC shall have the final authority to decide on the reclassification of faculty members, including the extent of reclassification. So we'll proceed now to Article 3, key result areas, criteria, and indicators. So for KRA 1, it's instruction. A faculty member can earn a maximum point of 100 points across criterion. So there are three criterions, A, B, C, with the following point distribution. Criterion A, it's teaching effectiveness, maximum is 60 points. Criterion B, development of instructional materials and new academic degree programs, 30 points. Criterion C, research-related and mentorship services. So 10 points. So if naatadiritan na no nga area, so it's possible that we can get a maximum of 100 points in KRA 1. Criterion A for teaching effectiveness, maximum is 60 points. This criterion evaluates a faculty member's ability to design and implement instructional strategies that enhance student learning and academic excellence. It includes organizing teaching and learning processes, employing effective pedagogical methods, and integrating appropriate technologies to maximize student potential. So, teaching effectiveness is assessed in two perspectives. So, naay duha no, students and supervisors. Students provide first-hand feedback on instructional methods and engagement and learning experiences, while supervisors offer an objective evaluation of professional competencies, content expertise, pedagogical effectiveness, and adherence to institutional standards. This approach ensures a well-rounded assessment that supports faculty development and promotes high-quality instruction. So, weights, distribution of points. For student evaluation of teachers, the set 60%. And then supervisors evaluation of faculty or the SEF 40%. So by the way, kaning student evaluation of teachers, so kato tanang estudyante nimo nga na under in that semester, maoy mo rate. Evaluation instruments. For academic years 2023, 2024, and 2024-2025, the results of the student and supervisor evaluations using the NBC 461 QCE or Qualitative Contribution Evaluation instrument for teaching effectiveness shall continue to be recognized. So katupay ato ang gamiton no for the two academic years. SUCs shall submit a copy of the final report on student and supervisor evaluation ratings per academic term, including the corresponding transmutation of ratings from 25-point scale to 100-point scale. The report shall be duly certified by the authorized official of the SUC. Starting the first semester of academic year 2025-2026, all SUCs may begin implementing CMO 19 series of 2025, titled The Revised Guidelines and Instruments for Evaluating Faculty Teaching Effectiveness in State Universities and Colleges, pursuant to the CHEDBM GC3 series of 2022. However, mandatory implementation shall take effect. Paki-mute ni Ma'am Catherine. However, the mandatory implementation shall take effect in the second semester of academic year 2025-2026 onwards. Okay, so the required document for submission shall be the Faculty Evaluation and Development Acknowledgement Form. So, NAI form. So, I think the deans are aware naman ani no. So, for BISA, I think ang atong gamiton na for first semester and second semester 2025 for academic year 2025-2026 kanina siya, no? Kaninang CMO 19 series of 2025. Computation of overall points for teaching effectiveness. So for set points, it's equal to the overall set rating divided by 100 times 36. So kana ang formula. Pero sa template nitong gamiton kay mo score naman siya, no? Like pare sa una katong sa Excel mo score na siya dayon, mo input lang ta sa mga average per term, nya mo score na siya dayon. So sample computation for set points. So we have there the 3 academic years. So 6 semesters tanan. So na siya yung mga ratings, no? Like 95, 89, 88, 92, 94, and 85. For SUCs with trimestral academic system, the set rating is the average of 9 terms. So gi-compute, gi-add siya, no? Step 1, gi-add na siya, divided by 6. So the result is 90.50. Applying the formula, it's, kuan siya, no? Overall set rating divided by 100 times 36. So 90.50 divided by 100, so 0.905 times 36, that is 32.58 set points. So mana siya score niya for set. For the SEF points, for the supervisor, no? Same ra siya. OSFR divided by 100 times 24 because 24 man ang maximum points. So, same ra gihapon, no? Gi-add siya tanan divided by 6. So, example dira, gi-divide 6 siya, nahimo siya 92. Then, pagkahuman, gi-divide og 100 times 24. So, ang ihang set points kay, SEF points kay 22.08. So, kung nana kay set points and nana po kay SEF points, i-add to siya, mo to siya points nimo for teaching effectiveness. So, total is 54.66. So, di ba, ang maximum point anak kay 60. So, ang iha in the sample, 54.66. So, unsa may mga document, mga list of evidences nga atong i-support, no? For academic year 2023-2024 to 2024-2025, copy of the final student evaluation ratings per term for teaching effectiveness using the NBC 461 QCE instrument. So nakagamit man ta ni last cycle. So katog gihapon na to ang gamiton. Then for 2025-2026, we will be using the evaluation copy, duly signed faculty evaluation and development acknowledgement form per term. So katong gihatag sa CMO 19 series of 2025. Mandatory implementation starting second semester of academic year 2025-2026. So same for the supervisor, no? Maghapon siya itong gamiton katong sa QCE for the 2 academic years and then in 2025-2026 kato ng Faculty Evaluation and Development Acknowledgement Form using the CMO 19 series of 2025. Evaluation guidelines for faculty with special status or circumstances. Newly appointed faculty members. Newly appointed faculty members from non-academic institutions who join the SUC within the evaluation period may choose to apply for reclassification or wait for the next evaluation period. Should they choose to apply, only the SET and SEF ratings obtained after their appointment as faculty in SUC shall be considered. However, the divisor used in computing the average rating shall remain at 6 semesters. Newly appointed faculty, if the newly appointed faculty member was previously teaching in the same SUC on a non-permanent status, either as probationary or part-time faculty, their student and supervisor evaluation results obtained prior to their permanent appointment shall be considered in the re-evaluation. So, pwede siya magamit. If the newly appointed faculty member transferred from another SUC, whether on a non-permanent status, their SET and SEF results prior to the transfer shall be considered. Magamit gyapon to siya. Kay ning gikan man siya sa SUC. If the newly appointed faculty member comes from a local university or college, a private higher education institution, or an institution supervised by the TESDA or Department of Education, their SET and SEP results prior to their appointment in the SEC shall not be considered. Dili sila magamit. Faculty members on official study leave, duly approved by the governing board but served for at least one semester during the evaluation period, may choose to apply for reclassification or wait for the next evaluation period. If they opt for reclassification, the divisor used to compute their points for teaching effectiveness shall be based solely on semesters in which they have SET and SEF results. So as long as kanang ka-official study leave sila, so pwede ra gyapon tong pila lang ka semesters. Faculty members who were on full-time study leave for the entire evaluation period may choose to apply for reclassification or wait for the next evaluation period. If they opt for reclassification, the faculty will not receive points for teaching effectiveness. So katong faculty nga na-cover niya tanan tong evaluation cycle. So wala siya ka-teach, no? Bisag usa lang ka semester. So, natay additional evidence nga gi-require copy of approved official leave. Next, faculty members who go on approved maternity leave shall be granted one semester without SET. So, minusan siya og one semester. Specifically, the semester during which the maternity leave was taken. This semester without SET shall be excluded from the divisor. When computing the points for teaching effectiveness. So, ma-minus ang iyang divisor. Additional evidence, copy of approved maternity leave. Faculty members on sabbatical leave. A faculty member who took a sabbatical leave duly approved by the governing board during the evaluation period shall be evaluated in the same manner as a faculty member on official study leave. So, additional evidence required, copy of the governing board approved sabbatical leave. Next, we have faculty members teaching in SUC laboratory schools. So, katong mga SUC nga na mga laboratory schools. Only sets from undergraduate and graduate students shall be considered. Set results from basic education students in SUC laboratory school shall not be included in this evaluation. Cooperating teachers in laboratory schools shall be evaluated by undergraduate teacher education students assigned to them for practice teaching using the prescribed set instrument. So, katong mga student teachers, pwede makarate. Dili pwede itong mga high school students or elementary students. So, that's for criterion A. Next, we proceed to criterion B, development of instructional materials and new academic programs. The maximum points kay 30 points. This criterion evaluates a faculty member's ability to develop and innovate instructional materials and learning resources that enhance teaching effectiveness and student learning. It also includes contributions to the development, revision, and continuous improvement of academic programs to ensure the relevance, quality, and alignment with institutional goals, accreditation standards, and industry needs. IMs developed and approved for use. Instructional material refers to digital or printed resources developed by faculty to support teaching and enhance student learning. These include textbooks, modules, laboratory manuals, workbooks, and course books designed for instructional purposes. Additionally, IM includes software, prototypes, and computer-aided instructional tools that facilitate the implementation of flexible learning systems to support diverse learning modalities. All instructional materials claimed by faculty shall be available in the library holdings. Sumotong ipa-register siya no, sa library. And shall be listed as references in the duly approved course syllabus of the faculty members teaching the course. The
Kuya,
following
pangilabot
are
yung gamit.
The following are mandatory requirements in order to maintain the quality and academic rigor of instructional materials. All IMs must be the original work of the faculty. A mere compilation, compendium of various materials into one instructional material will not be considered. All IMs must undergo a formal review process by the SUC's IMDC or its equivalent and approved by the academic affairs officials or its equivalent. Documentary evidence such as evaluation reports, approval certificates, or meeting minutes must be available to validate the review and approval. The subject matter of the IM developed must be aligned with the faculty member's field of specialization. Only IMs that demonstrate clear relevance to the faculty's academic qualifications and or shall be considered. IMs that fall outside the faculty's expertise will not be eligible for consideration. For IMs developed collaboratively by two or more authors, the following guidelines must be observed. All authors of the IM, including students contributors, must be declared in the prescribed certificate of contribution form IMs or in Annex C. So later, Dr. Eduardo will present the forms, no? Regardless of their current affiliation, whether they are still with the SUC, have transferred to another institution, retired from service, or are deceased. The names of the authors appearing in the IM must be identical to those indicated in the prescribed form. The prescribed form must list for each author their name, position, institutional affiliation, and area of specialization together with a clear statement of their specific contributions to the IM. So mo ni bago sa ato ang certificate of contribution. Ipa-specify dito ang specific contributions to the IM and the corresponding percentage share. So mo ni siya ang forma no sa sample distribution of contribution. Sample there for textbook. So IM type like textbook, total points, then name of co-authors, then affiliation, specialization, contribution, specific contribution, then points earned. Notes indicate the position and institution at the time the IM was written. If a co-author was a faculty member of an SUC but was serving in the capacity of a graduate student at the time the IM was prepared, the position of graduate student shall be indicated in the prescribed form in lieu of their faculty affiliation. All authors must mutually agree on the distribution of their percentage contributions. This agreement shall be documented by affixing their signatures on the prescribed form. which serves as official proof of consent and prevents disputes regarding authorship and recognition. In cases where a contributor is deceased, the remaining contributors shall collectively determine the fair and equitable percentage allocation of the deceased author's contribution. The final agreement must be reflected in the prescribed form and signed by all remaining contributors to ensure fairness and maintain the integrity of the process. For IMs developed by a group of faculty members from different disciplines, the percentage of contribution shall be recognized, provided that each faculty member's contribution aligns with their respective field of specialization or expertise. Contributions that do not fall within the faculty's field of specialization or expertise shall not be considered in the evaluation. So dapat naka-align jud siya, no? In the succeeding evaluations, all instructional materials submitted to the IMDC or its equivalent must already include the names of all contributors, their specific contributions, and the corresponding percentage of contribution. Types of instructional materials. So first, we have textbook. A textbook is a book which is an exposition of generally accepted principles in one subject intended to primarily as a basis for instruction in a classroom or pupil book teacher situation, as reflected in Item B, Section 3 of RA 8047. In order to be considered in the evaluation, the textbook must be published by an SUC press, academic press, or any registered educational publishing company and approved for use by the concerned SUC. In the next evaluation cycle, the textbook must be duly copyrighted in order to be credited. So this one is kaning letter C, it is for the next cycle na. So required evidences, documented evidences for textbook, no? So maximum anak ay 30 points, no? Sole author 30 points. Copy of the following: cover page, title page, copyright page, table of contents page, about the author page. Then copy of the following evidences of evaluation and approval for use. Duly signed evaluation report, resolution, meeting minutes, and other relevant documents confirming the evaluation of the textbook. And duly signed resolution or certification from SUC's IMDC or its equivalent, confirming its evaluation and approval for use. Copy of the syllabus or course guide indicates that the textbook is listed as a reference or course material and is duly approved by the authorized SUC official. Copy of the certification from the librarian confirming that the textbook is included in the library holdings. Additional document for co-authorship kato siyang original copy of the certification of percentage contribution. Next is module. A module is a self-contained instructional unit designed to facilitate learning on a specific topic or course. It typically includes learning objectives, instructional content, activities, assessments, and additional resources. Modules support flexible learning, allowing learners to progress at their own pace in various instructional settings, including face-to-face, blended, or online environments. Standalone module that comprehensively covers all topics of an entire course shall be awarded full points. So, tanang topics sa course. Series of or set of modules. Modules developed as part of a series or set within a course must be submitted in their entirety to receive full points. Incomplete sets will not be awarded points. So, for module, the maximum point is 60, no? Sole author. 16 points, sorry. It's a 16 points. So, the required documents, copy of the standalone module or the complete set of module. Incomplete will not be considered. Then, copy of the following evidence. So, same ganina, no? Sa katong sa textbook, katong sa IMDC. Then, copy of the syllabus. So, Course guide, same ra gihapon ganina. Copy of the certification from the librarian. And then additional document for co-authorship. So same requirement siya sa textbook. Instructional manual. An instructional manual provides students with step-by-step guidance on using equipment, processes, or conducting experiments within a specific course. It typically includes explanations, examples, and may incorporate exercises or assessments to enhance understanding and skill development. These manuals are particularly useful in laboratory work, technical courses, hands-on activities, and for self-directed learning. Standalone instructional manual, a manual that comprehensively covers all topics for an entire course shall be awarded full points. So kato lang ang makakuha og score. Series or set of IM, so same sa katong module ganina no. Incomplete sets will not be awarded points. So list of required documents, so same lagi hapon sa katong textbook o sa module. Copy of the standalone instructional manual or complete set of the instructional manual. And mo follow na dayon tong mga same requirements like in the textbook modules. Multimedia teaching materials are purposely designed resources that integrate multiple media formats such as text, images, audio, video, and interactive elements to achieve specific learning objectives. These materials are intended to enhance the learning process by engaging learners through multiple sensory channels, promoting active participation and facilitating deeper understanding and retention of information. These may include, but are not limited to, video lectures with integrated instructional design, interactive online course packages or modules, digital learning manuals, virtual or simulated laboratory exercises, augmented reality and virtual reality-based learning materials. Simple compilations of video recorded PowerPoint lectures without substantive instructional design features or interactive components shall not be considered under this item. In addition to the required evidence of multimedia instructional materials, faculty members claiming credit under this item shall submit documentary evidence demonstrating both originality and pedagogical validity as follow. For proof of originality, any of the following, no? So, concept note or instructional design rationale, timestamp project files or screenshots from the software used in developing the material, or raw source files, unedited images, audio, or video files. Then for proof of pedagogical validity, any of the following: expert review or peer review validation, or documented student feedback or evaluation results. So the required documents for this copy or access to the multimedia instructional material, evidence of originality, so katong gi-require ganina, evidence of pedagogical validity, copy of the following evidences, katong same, katong sa katong mga documents nga kuhaon nato sa IMD, and then copy of the syllabus, so same na siya, no? And then additional document for co-authorship kung na kay co-author. So, mo siya for instructional materials. Next is for academic programs developed, revised, and implemented by the SUC. This indicator refers to a faculty member's contribution to the development of a new academic degree program or substantial revision of an existing program that has been formally approved and implemented by the SUC. Faculty members claiming credit under this indicator who are members of a committee tasked with the development of a new academic program or the revision of an existing program shall not be allowed to claim points for administrative designations, whether as chair or member of the same committee under item 1, section 35 of these guidelines. To be credited under this indicator, the faculty member shall submit documentary evidence demonstrating their actual contribution to the program development or revision process, which may include the following as applicable. Documentary proof of the faculty members' contribution, such as feasibility study, benchmarking study, or benchmarking report, approved program outcomes, document, approved curriculum design, including OBE mapping, enhanced or revised curriculum, and corresponding stakeholder consultation report. Evidence of formal approval of the academic program or revised curriculum, academic council resolution, and governing board resolution. So for academic programs, maximum point kay 10 for the lead and then for contributor is 5 points. So required documents, copy of the documentary evidence demonstrating the faculty members' contribution to the development or revision of the academic degree program, certification signed by the dean specifying the faculty member's role and level of contribution, whether lead proponent or contributing member, in the development of the new academic program or the substantial revision of an existing program. Copy of the Academic Council resolution recommending the offering or revision of the academic degree program. Copy of the SUC Governing Board resolution approving the offering or revision of the academic program. Copy of valid report on the result of preliminary assessment or certificate of compliance if applicable. Next, criterion C, research-related and mentorship services, maximum 10 points. This criterion pertains to the faculty's involvement in supervising, assessing, and mentoring students in various academic and research-related activities. It recognizes contributions that enhance student learning, knowledge creation, and professional development through structured guidance, support, and critical evaluation. So, research-related services rendered. A faculty member may earn points under this indicator for serving as an advisor or panel member for special projects, capstone projects, undergraduate and graduate thesis, and doctoral dissertation. Faculty advising loads generally involve up to 5 students per academic year. The research topic must be within or closely related to the faculty member's field of specialization. To earn points, the project, thesis, or dissertation must be successfully completed, defended as evidenced by the duly signed approval sheet. The research-related services shall be credited only if the academic program under which they were rendered holds a valid report on the results of preliminary assessment or certificate of program compliance as applicable. So dapat na siya certificate of program compliance. So we have here the list of criteria and the documentary evidences, no? So as advisor or as panel member, so na yung mga corresponding points for special project, and undergraduate thesis, master's thesis, and dissertation. So na yung maximum point, no? And for advisor and panel member. Required documents, copy of the approval sheet indicating the following thesis, title of the project, thesis, dissertation, name of the student, name of the advisor, names of the panel members, and the date of approval, and copy of the certificate of program compliance for the academic program in which the faculty member rendered service to the students. Mentorship services. A faculty member may earn points by serving as a mentor or coach to a student or group of students participating in academic technology and innovation, creative, research, and other related competitions at the higher education level. To qualify, the faculty members must have an official designation or appointment as a mentor or coach from the SUC president. Points shall be awarded only if the students mentored or coached by the faculty members have won a major prize, So kanilang siya, no? Points shall be awarded only if the students mentored have won a major prize. Kanilang siya ay consider champion, first place, second place, or third place in regional, national, or international competitions. Local competitions shall not be considered. Consolation prizes or their equivalent shall not be eligible for points. The competition must be aligned with the faculty members' field of specialization. For BS Sports, like for BS Sports Science, sports competitions involving coaching. The mechanics of the award or competition indicating the major awards or winners must be publicly available. So, dapat makakita ta sa mechanics. Only competitions sponsored by the following entities shall be considered for awarding of points. Reputable private entities, including but not limited to private corporations, non-governmental organizations, civil society organizations, and established professional organizations with national membership. National government agencies, including competitions organized by consortia or group of SUCs. Recognized international organizations and intergovernmental organizations. So for the criteria, points, required documents, so for mentorship services, maximum kay 3 points. For every, no? That's for every service, 3 points for every service rendered to student, no? Group of students as a coach or mentor. Copy, required documents, copy of the appointment, designation as mentor. So, matong mention ganina. Copy of the award, certificate, or photo of the trophy, plaque, or medal received by students. Copy of the mechanics of the award or competition, which also indicates the major awards or winners. And document providing information about the award-giving organization, including all of the following. So, all. Official name and profile of the organization, mandate and purpose of the organization, history and background, year established, major milestone, and list of previous awardees or winners. So I think that's the last part no sa KRA 1. So if na ito yung mga like questions, we are going to answer during the Q&A portion. So I think that would be all for me, Ma'am Grace.